Hey everybody, it is me, Marina Martinez-Bateman. I am the CEO of New Coyote Consulting. I am here to give you the Thursday update. Every Monday I tell you the intentions I have for the week. Every Thursday I tell you how I did for those intentions. If you don't know, New Coyote is an equity and communications firm. We do things like create trainings on how to equitably facilitate meetings for our clients and potential clients. On Monday, it's been a wild last week. On Monday, I did no intentions. Usually I tell you my intentions and then on Thursday I update you on them. But I had no intentions on Monday. I was like, it's going to be a wild week. The dog has 2 vet appointments. They're both dire looking. I was really, really worried. I do this thing when I'm like super fucked up or super stressed out or just really, really scared, where it's a PTSD thing. It's a symptom of post-traumatic stress disorder. And at this point, I don't think, it's been a part of my expression for so long. I don't honestly think I would ever not do it. I think that some people who have PTSD can potentially recover and just go back to normal expression. But when I am really truly freaked out, I have a flat affect. It's like the textbook. I don't show it on my face. And that has caused miscommunication issues in the past. It's ableist to think that people need to react a certain kind of way to things. But a lot of times people, when I'm telling them I'm really freaked out, do not understand that this is me at maximum freaked out. Obviously I'm laughing about it now because everything turned out better than good. I am so fucking relieved, you guys. Oh my fucking God. This week was wild as shit. I was so worried about the dog. So worried about her, you don't even know. The fact that I can have emotion about it in my voice now means that I'm on the other side of that level of freaked out that I was on Monday. But man, like I said, we were really worried. It was worst case scenario with the dog. We were really, really worried that I took her in for an arthritis thing. They found an eye thing. We were literally thinking that best case scenario, she lost an eye. And worst case scenario, she was not going to be around much longer. And then we go to the ophthalmologist and she's like, what? No. The dog does have an eye condition. She does need eye drops. The eye drops are $10. She does need them 3 times a day. We both work from home. It's not that dire. It could turn into something worse. So we do have to watch it and pay attention to it. But she's a 15-year-old dog. This is a part of aging, this thing. It's called a lens luxation, which sounds very scary. And can turn into, I think glaucoma is the thing it can turn into. But it isn't glaucoma. It is just an aging thing. And because she doesn't have to read or drive, it's not painful. It's just, it's just a part of being old. So it's obviously something we have to pay attention to, and we have to get her eye drops. We have to be, vigilant about that and pay attention to her eyes and make sure they're not going into a worse phase. But I really thought we were going to lose our dog. And I wasn't joking, but I was talking about how this vet also told us that our other dog has cancer over the summer. And she also didn't have 2 appointments this week. She only had 1. We were sort of we had an appointment made for us due to a miscommunication, but that wasn't supposed to happen. And I'm not trying to spill tea. I'm not going to name the vet. I won't tell you if you ask unless we're actually friends. Everyone is stressed out. Everyone is going through it. Everyone is having a big problem. And also, I was going through it and I was stressed out and I was having a big problem. And I was very, very negatively impacted by this news from my vet that turned out to not be it wasn't accurate. It wasn't serious. It wasn't that serious. And I totally flipped my lid. And by flip my lid, I mean my prefrontal cortex went offline. I don't mean I had a total meltdown. There's different ways you can flip your lid. Sometimes you have a meltdown. Sometimes you go flat affect, which is what I do when I flip my lid. If you're not familiar with the term flip your lid in terms of like trauma and trauma-informed communication, basically it means that the front of your brain goes offline. So when people say flip your lid, it can mean like this person lost it, but really your lid just is like, nope, bye, we're done. So that was happening. And it really affected me in a lot of ways. And so when I had an opportunity to talk to that, I tried to speak as plainly and calmly as I could and be respectful of the person I was communicating with, because they weren't the person that caused me this pain. But when I said on Monday that I get exactly what I need, I thought I meant I get exactly as much money as I need to pay for serious medical care for my dog. No. In fact, what I meant was I get an opportunity in a relatively low stakes environment to advocate for myself and tell someone what kind of harm has been done to me because of their actions. And I did that. And I felt a lot better. And I did some other advocating for myself in other places as well. That also felt better. I then also had a conversation with my business coach that was like, why the fuck is it that I am such a bulldog when it comes to other people? When it comes to advocating for other people, when it comes to advocating for my clients or my staff, I'm like, you're going to have to kill me if you want to stop me, because I will get justice. Like, that is how I am. And then when I'm advocating for myself, I'm just like, could you please stop harming me? No, it's okay if you don't want to. Like, I don't even think I could say, could you please stop harming me? For years, I would just like be harmed by people and just be like, like thinking in my mind, please stop. Like, ugh. And I talked about it on my Twitter. It's because that's how I was raised. I'm the fixer, and I'm the sort of like the protector in my family, even though I'm the youngest member of my family. And hypercompetency is one of the ways that I coped with the massive amounts of trauma from my childhood. And it served me really well. It literally saved my life multiple times over to be hypercompetent. And also, that's not the context I'm in anymore. So I've been thinking a lot about sort of like the cycles of grief that come with healing, you know, the same thing that you think you've like fucking gone over and you're over and you've managed it and it's in the past and it's not happening anymore, and you've felt your little sadness and you've cried your tears about it. It comes back up because it shows up in different ways in your life. Like, it goes from, you know, advocating myself in like terms of like, hey, it's not okay to hit me, to like advocating for myself in terms of like, hey, I deserve to get a college degree, to like, hey, I deserve to be paid what I'm worth, to like, hey, when you said this thing this way, it really caused me and my family a lot of pain and suffering, and I would really appreciate it if you heard that from me and maybe didn't do it to other people. Like, it just, you know, I'm like an ogre. I have layers. I'm like an ogre in other ways too, but I don't think those are relevant to this video. Anyway, I'm fucking relieved as shit. I'm having a great week now. I also feel like I got to a conclusion about a lot of stuff, specifically about like trauma and grief. So I'm feeling pretty good. Have a weekend, everybody. Don't forget to have a weekend. I will see you on Monday.